pagdiriwang ng World Peace Day 2020 Finals of Speech Competition. Sa pagkakataon ito, nais ko munang batiin ang mga sumusunod na leader ng ating probinsiyudad. Unang-una ang ama ng ating syudad, na si Mayor Lani Cayetano, ang District 1 Taguig-Pateros Representative, si Congressman Kuya Peter Cayetano, District 2 Representative, Congresswoman Lani Cayetano, Senator Peter Cayetano, Vice Mayor Ading Cruz at mga konsehal ng bayan, Councilor for Health, Konsehal Patti Zamora, Sangguniang Kabataan Federation President, Konsehal Mary Lou Maximo, ang City Health Officer, Dr. Lorena Arrozano, at ang HIV/AIDS Program Medical Coordinator na si Dr. Timota Ariola at ang kanyang mga staff. Mga kaibigan, paunlakan po natin ang ating City Health Officer, Dr. Lorena Arrozano, para sa kanyang pangbungad na pananalita.
Good morning sa ating City Mayor, Mayor Lani Cayetano, sa Honorable Congresswoman Lani Cayetano, sa District 2, for our District 1, Honorable Peter Cayetano, we have Senator Peter Cayetano, your Councilor for Health, Honorable Amparo Zamora, the City Council, sa ating mga partners sa DepEd, yung mga estudyante na lumahok sa aming speech competition at sa kanilang mentors, sa kanilang teachers, sa aming judges, to Mr. Kyle Ariola, the DSMD graduate ng UP Philippines, Diliman, sa kay Mr. Alco Robert Johnson, the Red Ribbon Project, the Management Foundation, sa aming Social Hygiene Clinic, Medical Coordinator, Dr. Dini Ariola, the Peer Educators Team, ng aming Social Hygiene Clinic. Good morning, everyone! Noong December 1, buong mundo ay nagselebrar ng World AIDS Day. Dito po sa Taguig, hindi talaga pinaglalagpas natin. Taon-taon tayo ay nagsiselebrar nito ng World AIDS Day. Ngayon ay ating Commemoration Day para doon sa activity na naisagawa ng speech competition of the grade 11 and grade 12 public school students. No? Ang ating tema ay Global Solidarity, Shared Responsibility. Buong mundo ay nakipag-isa para at responsibilidad para masugpo, malabanan natin ang HIV. Dito ngayon, mapag-alamin natin ang role ng ating mga group, no? Sa HIV awareness na sa panahon ng pandemya, paano natin matulungan itong mga people living with HIV. Kaya ngayong araw, tayo nandito para umili tayo ng isa na talagang sabihin para tumayo, no? Na isang leader para maging boses ng mga kabataan sa pagsugpo o malabanan natin ng HIV. Alam mo rin natin na dito sa NCR, mataas po yung ating kaso, even sa Taguig, dito po, na number 4 po ang mga cases natin na mataas sa HIV. Kaya panahon ito ngayon, para kayo, mga kabataan, ay mapag-alam. Kayo na rin ang mga boses para sa mga kabataan tungkol sa HIV.
Meron pa po tayong isang magsasalita para sa kanyang pambungad na pananalita din. Sa kadalilan hindi siya makakapunta ngayon, ay minarapat namin kumuha na lamang ng kanyang video. Okay? Nais ko po tawagin ang buting congressman na nagpadala ng kanyang video, ang District 1 Taguig-Pateros Representative na si Honorable Peter Cayetano.
Sabi po sa Biblia, nung pumapasok yung isa sa kaharian ng langit, sabi sa kanya ay hindi ka pwede dito. At sabi bakit? Sabi kasi ng Panginoon sa kanya, nung may sakit ako, di mo ako dinalaw. Nung gutom ako, di mo ako pinakain. Nung hubad ako, hindi mo ako dinamitan. Nung ako'y nakulong, hindi mo ako binisita. So ang sabi po nung pumapasok sa langit, kailan po nangyari yon? Never ko naman po kayo nakita ang Panginoon na gutom, na nakulong, na hubad o may sakit. At ang sabi ng Panginoon, sino man sa pinakamaliliit nating kapatid ang nangangailangan, ang may sakit, ang hubad, walang damit, walang makain, ang nakita mo at hindi mo tinulungan, ako ang hindi mo tinulungan. Ngayon po ng panahon ng pandemya, napakarami pa rin pong ibang threat sa ating kalusugan katulad ng AIDS, ang minsan hindi nabibigyan ng focus. So ako'y nagpapasalamat sa atin na Taguig seniors sa high school sapagkat nagkaroon kayo ng speech writing contest dito sa World AIDS Day. Sa panahon po na ito, naalala natin na isa din po na sakuna ang AIDS sa buong mundo. At ito po ay pwedeng labanan kung ang buo pong komunidad ay magtutulong-tulong. Naging ehemplo po ang ating syudad sa paglaban po sa AIDS. So sana po ipagpatuloy nyo ang mga creative means, no, of awareness at pag yung gentle tap, no, on the shoulders ng lahat nating mga kababayan that everyone needs help, and especially po yung stigma nandiyan pa rin po sa mga may AIDS, kaya minsan pati yung testing, no. But sa pamamagitan ng mga events katulad nito at sa pag-commemorate, no, ng mga araw katulad ng World AIDS Day, ako'y naniniwala po we're a step closer, no, to finding permanent solutions sa isang disease po na medyo masama din ang tama sa buong mundo. So God bless you all at salamat din sa inyo.
Ang theme or tema ng ating pagdiriwang ay Global Solidarity, Shared Responsibility. Nangangahulugan ang bawat isa sa atin sa komunidad ay may responsibilidad sa pakikipaglaban sa HIV at AIDS, na kahit sa panahon ng pandemya ay patuloy pa rin ang pagbibigay ng ating serbisyo at tamang impormasyon para sa lahat, lalong-lalo na sa ating kapwa-Taguig. Noong December 1, 2020, ang pamahalaang lokal ng Taguig ay nagpasimula ng isang activity para sa ating mga grade 11 or 12 students, na isang speech competition kung saan sila ay maglalahad ng kanilang boses patungkol sa HIV at AIDS at ang mga kaakibat nitong isyong panlipunan. Nilangpan ito ng 13 student representatives mula sa iba't ibang pampubliko at pribadong mga paaralan. Ito ay ang Learn and Explore Montessori School, Senator Lani Cayetano Science and Technology High School, Standalone Senior High School, Fort Bonifacio, Bagong Bayan National High School, Taguig National High School, Taguig Science High School, Tipas National High School, General Ricardo Papa Senior Memorial High School, Standalone Senior High School within Taguig Integrated School, President Diosdado Macapagal High School, Signal Village National High School, Upper Bicutan National High School, at ang kabulihan ng Kapitan Eddie Reyes Integrated School. Okay. Nais ko pong pakilala sa inyong lahat, mga kaibigan, our 3 students who entered for today's final speech competition in no particular order. Ms. Anne Penelope Ambassador, representing Senator Peter Cayetano, Memorial Science and Technology High School. Ms. Emily Jane Delphine, representing Upper Bicutan National High School. And last but not the least, Mr. Denver John M. Aquino, representing Signal Village National High School. And before we proceed with the program proper, here's the mechanics of the speech competition. Grade 12 students, representing Senator Renato Compañero Cayetano Memorial Science and Technology High School, under the supervision of teacher John Lawrence D. Duiboco.
I'm Penelope, a grade 12 student from STEM Uno at Senator Renato Compañero Cayetano Memorial Science and Technology High School. I watch anime during my free time, and I also like to create different digital artworks using my tablet and a stylus. And also, I like to play around with different makeup looks, and I'm also into cosplay. I have always been interested in public speaking contests and events despite being an introvert, and I joined this contest because I want to encourage my fellow youth to have an advocacy and I want to empower them using my voice so they too can do their part in spreading awareness and education about HIV despite being in this pandemic. Thank you so much for this opportunity and I'll do my best.
Una po sa lahat, salamat po sa Diyos, sa lahat po ng biyaya na binigay niya sa akin at sa coach ko po na si Sir John. Sa school ko po na talaga namang todo suporta po sa contest ko. And of course, my parents at home and my classmates and friends po.
Okay. And here is your question.
This is what ignorance looks like. We are blinded to our own blindness. Our honorable panel of judges, our esteemed guests, teachers, coaches, and my fellow competitors, a blessed day to all of you. So I was given these two questions and I can answer them with one word only. That word is SAFE. S for safety, A for advocacy, V for value, and E for eradicate. First, let's start with safety. According to the report of UNAIDS 2020, 38 million people worldwide are now living with HIV. And especially during this pandemic, all of them are at greater risk because of their weakened immune systems. They are highly likely to be infected with COVID-19. And this is why we will go to our second point, which is advocacy. I believe that it is very important for all of us, especially the youth, the next generation, the hope of this nation, to have an advocacy. I remember a guy from Cagayan de Oro who was only a teenager when he trained to be a formal educator, a peer educator for HIV last 2016. This guy, he thought to himself that I want to make a change. I want to do something for my people. And so, he became a peer educator for HIV and now he lectures the youth and adults about HIV. And I think that we can all follow his example. Mr. E.J. Taguba is an example of a youth advocate and a good leader. And I admire him and I would like to collaborate with him and to ask him, as a leader, what can I do? What are your ways? Teach me. What are your suggestions? And that leads us to our third point, which is value. Did you know that according to UNICEF, 300 children and adolescents die each and every day due to AIDS-related causes? And only half of them have access to treatments that can save them, such as antiretroviral therapy. And this is so important because for us, the youth, we will be the ones who lead the next generation. We will inherit the world as it is today. It's very important for us to be reminded of our value as human beings. What if I had HIV? What if you had HIV? How do you want to be treated? Psychology tells us that we human beings are naturally empathic. Let's use our talent, our voices, to help those who are currently battling HIV. And that leads us to the last letter, which is E for eradicate. I believe that through collaborative effort with the youth, organizations such as the Global Youth Coalition on HIV and AIDS, which is a network of 6,500 youth leaders and adult allies in over 170 countries, and along with the government, we can eradicate HIV completely. An example of policies implemented by the government is the RA 8504, which is the Philippines AIDS Prevention and Control Act of 1998. As a youth, I can use my talent in making digital art, I can sing, or I can use social media to make publications, artworks, to educate my fellow youth because I can engage better with them. I can explain how HIV works and how it is transmitted. The reason why we are so afraid to talk about HIV is because judged, we will be discriminated, we will be stigmatized. But there's no reason to be so afraid because HIV can only be transmitted through 3 types of bodily fluids, and that is breast milk, sexual fluids, and blood. So there's no reason to fear interacting or to fear being friends or supporting those who are battling HIV. So this is how we fight ignorance. As if I would be a youth leader, this is what I would focus on. I would follow the SAB. Number 1, safety. 2, advocacy. 3, value. And 3, eradicate. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I am Ann Penelope Basco from Cayetano Science High School, a proud scholar of Taguig City. A blessed day to everyone.
Okay. Para sa ikalawang kalahok, nais po tawagin si Miss Emilu Jane M. Delphine, a 16-year-old grade 11 student representing Upper Bicutan National High School, under the supervision of teacher Mary Jane Zay Blanco.
Eskwelahang aming pinagmulan, umubog sa aming kaalaman, karanasang di
Hello, my name is Emily Jane Delphine and I'm from Upper Bicutan National High School. My hobbies are singing, reading, and writing poems or stories. When I was in grade 4, that was the first time that I was able to join a contest. That was also the first time that I brought home the bacon. Since then, I've been the school's representative in different competitions like radio broadcasting, songwriting competitions, interpretative reading, and such. My goals have always been close to validation of feelings and equality. With that being said, I decided to join this contest not only to showcase my communication skills, but also because I see this as a competition with a cause. Through this, I know I can be one of the voices that can stop the stigma and discrimination against people living with HIV and AIDS.
Yeah, first of all, I would like to thank my oral com teacher, Ma'am Nahe, because she was the one who approached me, she was the one who asked if I could do this, and second, Ma'am Blanco, my mentor, because she never stopped mentoring me. Even I was very tired or very numb, because like what I said, I was a little overwhelmed. She never stopped encouraging me. And lastly, to my family and my classmates and my friends who are still supporting me from the very start until now. I'm very thankful that you guys supported my journey, and you're one of the very reasons why I was able to get here. Thank you.
Here is the next statement.
A pleasant morning to you, ladies and gentlemen, to our beloved and respected panel of judges, to our esteemed guests, to our Honorable City Mayor Lani Cayetano and dynamic city officials, and of course, to our wonderful netizens. I am Emily Jane Delphine from Upper Bicutan National High School, an active voice in disseminating HIV and AIDS awareness. 81,169. Do you know what this figure means? This isn't my likes, hearts, or followers in my social media accounts. This is the number of reported HIV and AIDS cases from January 1984 to October 2020. And on a daily basis, there are at least 21 new HIV cases stated by our Health Secretary, Francisco Duque III. As of today, we are too aware or we are too alarmed with the presence of COVID-19. All eyes and ears are on fight against this pandemic. However, there are still other public health threats that we must not neglect. And that includes HIV and AIDS. As shared by our Senator Peter Cayetano, one of the sponsors of the measure of RA 11166 or Philippine HIV and AIDS policy. We must not forget that other public health threats like HIV and AIDS still continue to stalk our kababayans, including youth. Yes, youth, us. 30% were 15 to 24 years old at the time of diagnosis. 30% youth. We are part of the percentage. With that being said, with all the facts and figures I've shared, I would like to shed on the first question given to me. I think the appropriate interventions by the government in the education sector and the health system are these. First, let me start with the education sector. I think one of the most effective ways on how to prevent the increasing of HIV infections among youth is sex education. Why? Because teenagers, like me, adolescents is what we call, we are very curious at this stage, right? We are too curious that we start seeking experiences. Especially during pandemic, we are only locked in our house and we start exploring different entertainment, right? For example, porn websites. That is the moment most of us start getting curious and then we start getting outside of the box, exploring experiences with different people. That's why I think first in the education sector, we must practice sex education. I know it isn't implemented yet, but I know that this is one of the most effective ways. So that as youth, as adolescents, as teenagers, we won't just sit there and explore curiosity alone. We can seek ideas, knowledge from adults, from people who are more experienced than us. Second, the health system. This is already practiced, especially in this city, Taguig, my city. I've been seeing different organizations like the Taguig Drop-In Center, Social Hygiene Clinic. This is one of the most effective ways to guide us, especially the affected or the at-risk people for HIV and AIDS. Through this, we are aware. We can get ideas that this person is at risk, this person is infected, right? We are not alone in the battle. We have people guiding us, people caring for us. Now for the second question. What will be your topmost priority that can make a positive impact globally? For me, my topmost priority is mental health. I am an advocate for validation of feelings. For me, through that, we will be able to empathize with people. Through empathy, we will be able to know their feelings, their situations deep inside them. We can let them open up, and that is the beginning of all. Opening up to people, opening up to doctors. I would like to end the speech with a song that has always been relevant to our surroundings. You know what it said? Father, 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 help us. Send some guidance from above. These people got me questioning. Where is the love? I don't want us to keep asking where's the love. I want us, people, together with my fellow contestants and my fellow Filipino youth, to be the ones to show and be the way to love.
Of Upper Bicol National High School. Our third contestant from Signal Village National High School. Siya ang 17-year-old grade 12 student na si Mr. Denver John Aquino sa patnubay ni Teacher Madonna A. Domingo.
Oh, akala niyo si Christoph ng Kadenang Gintuno? Nagkakamali kayo. Hello everyone, I am Denver John Aquino, a humanities student from Signal Village National High School.
Kidding aside, I always see myself speaking in front of people because I believe in the power of the voice of the youth. The voice of the youth is a small thing. It's silent. Most people wouldn't be able to hear it. Most youths don't know how to use it. But the thing that gives me hope is we have platforms like this for people to hear the voice of the youth, for people to understand and pick out the little things the youth have to say, because apparently there's a lot of wisdom in the youth.
Story time. I actually joined this competition unaware of the prize. There was just a question mark in me asking what purpose I did this 2020, and probably this is it. I just hope that I influence other youth to speak out on other societal issues on a healthy way. Thank you.
First one po is the local government of Taguig City for putting
for putting this competition for people to aware about HIV and AIDS. And secondly po, the teachers that are behind my success being part of the top 3, Ma'am Donna, and other people who support me in this competition. And lastly po are the people who like my video and supporting me to spread awareness about HIV in Facebook. Here is your statement. When I was in grade 8, fourth quarter of the academic school year, MAPE class, that was the first time we were taught about sexually transmitted diseases, such as HIV. And while in discussion, I was like, my peers are already aware of sex, masturbation, and being horny since we were in grade 6. How come these things are only taught this time? And how about people who are curious enough on that age group and did sex and victims of beauty without intervention and without knowing the risk they are taking in? You know what? This story might sound funny, but it's actually happening in real life. Now, may I ask you a question? Why are you all wearing a mask? Exactly. Because you are aware that you might get COVID-19 without wearing one. Lucky you. Because in history, when HIV/AIDS declared as a global epidemic, people are unaware and unprotected because they don't know how protection and what protection they're going to use. And until now, 2020, we are still have these conclusions. 1 out of 7 HIV positive are still unaware of their condition. Now, the question that was given to me, if I would be a leader somehow, someday, what would be the platforms I'm going to use and what is my main point in preventing HIV awareness? So, my simple answer is simply engagement. Engagement in these 3 ways. The first one is to convince them to self-educate. The second one is to turn knowledge into actions. And the third one is to speak out. Let's talk about self-education. In our culture, in our conservative culture, we are only taught that the prevention from HIV/AIDS is only abstinence. But do you agree with that? Some of you may say yes, some of you may say no. But let's take a look at other countries. New Zealand. New Zealand is a liberal country. As early as the age of 4, they are already taught sex and sex education at a time age treatment. And for that, it reflects on their HIV cases. They are part of the few countries in the world who has low prevalence rate in HIV cases. Let's take a look at the second one. Turn knowledge into actions. Knowledge comes with a responsibility. And our responsibility as an aware person is to take actions. If you know about HIV and you yourself are aware about HIV, then you would also spread awareness to your surroundings. Just by simply knowing the ABC of prevention, abstinence, be consistent to one partner, and consistently use of prevention, we could make an impact to change and flatten the curve for the HIV cases. The third one is to speak out. You know what, after winning the preliminaries of this competition, someone texted me on Facebook and said, you know what, Denver, I might have an HIV and I'm going to be tested next week. And whatever the result is, I message you because you're on my side and you know my condition. And I know that you're going to support me. And for that, I am going to commend the local government of Taguig City for doing this opportunity for
for people to be aware and convinced to get tested as early as possible for HIV testing. But it doesn't end here yet. The challenge for the local government of Taguig City is how are we going to influence other local governments in the Philippines to do the same thing. Some of you might be asking why a 17-year-old is talking about HIV. It's an adult thing. If that's your opinion, you're definitely wrong. Because according to statistics, almost half of new HIV cases in the Philippines are from the age group. And that makes it our business then. Now, I want to tell everyone, even though we are wearing masks amidst this pandemic, it shouldn't let us to be silent. It shouldn't let us to not speak about HIV and AIDS awareness. And for that, I want to say to everyone to speak out and take up the barrier for people living with HIV. Thank you and stay safe, everyone.
Acknowledging the arrival of our District School Representative Congresswoman, Her Honorable Lani Cayetano.
First and foremost, I'd like to acknowledge po the presence of our City Health Officer, si Dr. Marlina Osana, nandito si Doktora. Palakpakan po natin. Greet and run, si Doktora. But that's understandable given the amount of work talaga at hand. Napakabigat po ng responsibility ngayon ng ating City Health Office. And of course, we have with us our friends from the Red Ribbon Project, Mr. Iko Johnson. Hello and welcome to the city. We also have Mr. Kylie Ariola. Palakpakan po natin yung presensya niya. Our medical coordinator at ang masugid po natin talagang kapartner pagdating po sa ating HIV/AIDS initiative, si Dr. Kylie Ariola and the whole team. Thank you. Nataon po na talagang lumibre yung ating schedule and alam naman ho ng City Health Office, lalo ng grupo ni Dr. Diwi, kung gaano po talaga yung passion ko towards promoting awareness and the value of testing and yung pagpo-promote ko ng importance ng proper medication because I always believe that it is still possible for people affected or infected with HIV/AIDS to live a happy and long life kung sila po ay mapoprovide lang ng support na dapat sa kanila at kung may awareness sila. And so today I would like to thank also our friends from the Department of Education and our students. Palakpakan po natin yung mga students na nandito. May your voice be an instrument, no, to promote awareness and knowledge and to minimize the stigma and at the same time, you know, to convince people that it is really important to get tested once you become active, di ba? And I'm sure marami na ginagawa ng mga seminars ang ating city government para may promote natin yung advokasya ito. Noon pa man nakakatanggap na tayo ng maraming pagkilala dahil po hindi tayo kontento sa basta lang week-long celebration. In Taguig, buong taon yan. Hindi tumitigil yung City Health Office natin. At lalo pang sinubok yung kakayahan ng City Health Office natin tsaka yung Taguig social hygiene team natin ditong panahon ng pandemya. And in fact, I'd like to thank Mayor Lino dahil talagang promote niya yung telemedicine and I understand now, meron na po tayong house-to-house testing during my time. Meron na tayong drop-in center sa ating Taguig-Pateros District Hospital. Pero ngayon, pandemya talagang binababahan nyo sa bawat barangay, sa bawat tahanan just to make sure na panatag yung loob ng mga magpapatest na first, hindi masakit yung testing. Second, it's strictly confidential and it's free. Tatlo palagi yan, no? Na pinopromote natin. And so I hope na hindi sayangin ng ating mga residente yung effort na ginagawa ng local government. And siguro to end, Doc, and to the organizers, Let me again thank the students. You may be young, but young as you are using your voice to be an instrument, no, for change, a catalyst for change. So thank you very much sa inyong lahat, sa ating mga teachers. Maraming salamat po, pakipaabot po sa Department of Education ng aming pasasalamat. And on behalf of Mayor Lino, Kuya Lani Cayetano, and Senadora Tia Cayetano, na siya talagang mahigpit na nagbilin, kung matatandaan ninyo, siya talagang mahigpit na nagbilin sa akin when I was just starting as Mayor of Taguig, nabigyan ng pahalaga ito, no? Itong issue na ito. Kasi habang lumilipas yung panahon, pabata ng pabata yung nagkakaroon ito, no? And nakakapanghinayang naman kung hindi natin ito tututukan. Are we still number 4 in terms of yung natin, cases natin in the National Capital Region?
Number 3 po dati.
Oo. But I always tell you, di ba, na yung pagtaas ng datos is not always a bad indication. It may also mean that in Taguig, we are proactive and we are effective. Kasi hinahanap natin kung nasaan sila. Correct? In other cities, I don't know how they do it, but I'm sure in Taguig, talagang meticuloso natin hinahanap at hindi tayo humihinto. Kagaya ng sinabi ko, hindi na tayo nakakontento sa one-day celebration, week-long celebration, buong taon gumagana itong programa ito. I'd like to congratulate you and I'd like to congratulate Mayor Lino for a job well done. Palakpakan po natin. Sa inyo pong lahat, maraming salamat. Congratulations sa mga mananalo and thank you po sa lahat ng mga judges na alam kong hirap ngayon. Nakakatuwang isipin na sa gitna ng pandemya, papatuloy pa rin itong inisyatiba natin ito. Salamat po and God bless.
I would like to take this opportunity to thank Congresswoman Lani Cayetano for being a great HIV advocate. Alay din po siya ng LGBTQIA community, kung alam niyo lang po. And since the start of her position, nag-start po siya ng mayor, ever since po talaga nandun na po talaga yung suporta niya po sa programa. And I'm so happy na hanggang ngayon, sinusuportan pa rin po niya ang HIV/AIDS program. Thank you so much, Ma'am Lani Cayetano. Okay, so I would like to continue this program with introducing the panel of judges. He is an OWA, Overseas Workers Welfare Association, the Department of Science and Technology Scholar, and Lani Cayetano Scholar as well. Presently, he is a second-year student taking up a dual degree program in Doctor of Medicine and Master's in Business Administration at Ateneo Medicine and Public Health in Ateneo de Manila University. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Christian Kyle or Ariel. Our second judge is Mr. Iko Rodolfo Johnson, the President and CEO of Project Red Ribbon, a leading HIV organization in the Philippines. He was able to craft innovative HIV programs for awareness, prevention, testing, treatment, care, and support to improve the quality of life of people living with HIV and to save lives. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, Mr. Iko Rodolfo Johnson. As our panel of judges, our prizes for this year's speech competition in the celebration of World AIDS Day 2020 are for the first place. We have 2,000. We'll be giving away 2,000 pesos and a tablet. For the second place, 3,000 pesos and a tablet. For the first place of this World AIDS Day 2020 Finals of Speech Competition, we'll be taking home 5,000 pesos and a tablet. And the respective coaches shall receive a regular loan as token of appreciation for their support to their students. Palakpakan din po natin ang mga coaches, ang mentors, sila po talaga ang nagpatubay sa ating mga estudyante. Maraming salamat po sa pakikilahok niyo po sa amin sa aming programa na ito. So this certificate of participation is given to the name of our participant who actively participated in the World AIDS Day 2020 Global Solidarity Shared Responsibility Speech Competition December 1, 2020, signed by Dr. Lorena Artesano, City Health Officer, and Dr. Diwata Ariola, the Social Hygiene Clinic and Drop-in Center Program Medical Coordinator. The Netizens Choice Award, who garnered 3,000 likes as of December 1, 2020, 10 o'clock a.m. is from Upper Bicutan National High School, NBD. Tama po natin kung Coach Neto. So once again, Ms. Emily Jane Delphine of Upper Bicutan National High School. For our second place is from Senator Renato Cayetano, Mercado Technology High School, Ms. Ann Penelope M. Basco. So Ms. Ann Penelope Basco will be taking home 2,000 pesos and a tag. And thank you as well to Teacher Joe. For our first place is from Signal Village National High School, Mr. Jeffrey John Air Aquino. Our first place will be taking home 3,000 pesos and a tag. And the winner, of course, Jeffrey. Pwede po ba sabahan po kami? Mr. Igor Rodolfo Johnson. Johnson is si Miss Emily J. M. Delphine from Upper Bicutan National High School. Congratulations, Emily J. Miss Emily J. Delphine will be taking home 5,000 pesos and a cap.
Okay, 1, 2. Yeah, One, two, three. Okay,
Congratulations once again, Miss Emily J. M. Delphine.